Hello and welcome to another episode of Sandy Killer Projects. Today we're going to start going over how to change out the throttle position sensor and or the throttle body on a Chevy Equinox. If you watched the last video on how to replace the mass airflow sensor, which is over there, the reason why we were doing this is because the car has a stuttering problem and it's popping up a code P0300 or code 300, which is misfiring on multiple cylinders. I believe that the throttle position sensor has given up. If not, then the throttle body is stuck in a certain position. So before we get started, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and at this point we still heavily need it. So the goal for this project is maybe to get this long air inlet pipe off, because it's what's sitting directly on top and feeds air into the throttle body itself. So the first thing I did is there is a cooler line from a radiator overflow bottle that runs across the top of the motor. I disconnected it from this by squeezing the clamp together with some pliers, pulling it off, and then disconnecting it from these two clamps, the easiest way to get it off. Next thing I'm going to do is take the sensor off. The reason why I'm taking it off versus unclipping it and undoing it is because I already had bad luck with this sensor. The clips are already getting brittle enough to break, and this car is only almost 5 years old. Alright, so as you can see, I've taken the air sensor that was in here and I set it out of the way. It has one screw that holds it in place, which I put back into the pipe. It takes a T20. So the next things that have to happen is I have to get a clip off of the hose on the backside. Part of the reason why I move this is because I'm trying to move the pipe out of the way. The pipe won't completely move until I take off that bolt right there that my finger's pointing at. That takes a 14 millimeter. We have to take that off to get the pipe to be able to swing out of the way. And then we have to take off that metal clip that you see just down inside there. It has some plastic pieces on the side of it that help retain it around the hose. If it's not held in place with those plastic pieces, you could easily lose them. When I get it out, I'll show you, but as of right now, I have to sneak that back out, and that's up underneath the dash and right up against the air intake. So it's a little bit of work to get these parts out, but the reason why we're doing this is because if we do it taking the pipe entirely out, it gets a lot worse, and I'll show you why. Okay, so now we're down at the bumper. This guy right here is one of the intercoolers, and to get to the back side of that pipe to disconnect it and take it completely out, you have to disassemble the entire bottom plate off of the bottom of the bumper to be able to get access to it. So it's not a realistic way of doing this, so the easiest way to do it is with the pipe still in place but moved out of the way. Okay, so this is the bolt that takes the 14 millimeter that holds the pipe in the middle up against the side of the engine. I took that out first. The reason why is because this pipe, or I'm sorry, this clip, the way that they've set it up, lays right up against the air intake. This little clip right here actually gets jammed on the side of the air intake, so you need to be able to wiggle the pipe as you do it. So when you're looking at the back side of it, because it's very difficult to see back there, all that is sticking out is the little bit of that. You have to get a screwdriver into there and work this back, and as you work it back, the way I did it is once it got jammed, I grabbed a pair of needle nose pliers, put it onto this bit which was now exposed, and just wiggled the pipe and pulled this out at the same time. These are the two little plastic clips that I mentioned that are on this. If these fall out, it becomes real difficult. This just helps seal the opening where the latch sits on this. Once you have this out of the way though, now you have access to the throttle body, which is still very difficult to see because of the fact that we're back underneath, we're underneath the opening for the hood, the windshield wipers, we're up against the firewall on the back side of the engine, underneath the intake. So this is the easier way to do this. I'm going to lift this up, this air pipe up, and I'm going to work on getting the throttle body out from there. Okay, so here's the throttle body out of it. This is your throttle position sensor and where the little clip hooks up. This part right here is your actual throttle body. Has a little gearbox inside of this mechanism here that when you give it gas, it draws more and more opening and closing position based on where you tell it to be. Now the gearbox in this one seems to be okay because you can actually hear the gear turning one way or the other, but I believe that the throttle position sensor has gone bad. Inside of the opening where the throttle body sits, there is a blue gasket that has a little tab on the end towards where the light is pointing. That gasket most of the time doesn't have to be replaced, but if you're taking it off and doing this much work, you may as well fish the gasket out of there, and those are normally separate from the actual the purchasing of the throttle body. They don't come as a kit. You got to buy those separately. Like $5-10 bucks. If you don't want to, like I said, a lot of times they're reusable, but if this gasket goes bad or has gone bad, that will cause a lot of the same issue that I'm already having. We're back with parts. This is the old throttle body. This is the new throttle body. As you can see, they're exactly the same. They're both GM made parts. Also, we got a replacement gasket. Part numbers for each throttle body with throttle position sensor is 12681472. That's a direct GM part. And then the GM replacement gasket is 12639700. And those are the direct replacement parts. I have the old gasket still tucked in down there, so I got to sneak that out and put the new gasket in, and we'll start installing. So this is the old throttle body gasket. This one is still in good shape. As you can see, they have little ridges around it. This is part of what keeps it down into the hole. The easiest way to set these things down is to put this into the ridge line and then walk this around with your finger as it goes down. You have to make sure you have this all the way seated in there. Otherwise, what will happen is as you go to put the throttle body on, it'll compress this, causing an air leak gap. This is a pretty important part. This one in and of itself is probably not bad, but since I'm all the way back in behind the motor trying to do this, I may as well replace the $5 part. It's part of the reason why I bought it. But if you don't want to, just make sure the gasket is in good shape and has a good solid edge. It's not cracked, and that it's held in there tight. All right, so the next trick to getting the throttle body back in place is you need to sneak it back here at an angle and then drop it down and set it. I use one of the bolts. I leave it in the side of the throttle body so I have something to start on, so that thing is held in place. So what I do is I drop this one in, then I hand thread that one in so that I know that I'm seated over the right location. Then I sneak the back two in and get them all hand threaded in, and then I pull up on them to make sure that they're actually in and seated so that they don't come out. Once I have all of them to where I can pull on them and I know that they're in a handful of threads, then I'll put a wrench on it and seat it all the way down. Alright, so when you put the throttle body all the way down, run the bolts down just gentle without cranking on them at all, and then put a little bit of pressure on them. There probably is a torque spec. I'm not going to bother looking it up because of how far or how hard it is to get into all this. Trying to get a torque wrench into here to tighten something down to like 25 foot-pounds or whatever the setting is for this is not a realistic thing to do. So I set them, as you probably heard this joke before, German torque spec, which just is good and tight. I just put them down, got them snug, and then cranked on them just a little just to get them past snug. That realistically should be good enough for this. Everything else gets sealed up pretty well, and the bottom seal holds this in pretty good as long as you have all the bolts tight. Don't crank the hell out of them or you'll end up stripping them off, and they fit down into the intake, so that's not a good idea. Okay, so that clip there, the one just to the right of the throttle body, that is the clip that goes back on, that holds the wiring for the throttle position sensor. What actually drives a little motor inside there that opens and closes your throttle body. So when it goes on, it'll make a click. As you can see, mine broke. It clicked going on, but it should make a secondary click when you push in the gray tab. The gray tab on mine snapped off when I tried to pull it open. So that's as far as mine is going to go on. It did click and lock, so it should be in place fairly well. So make sure when you put that on, you click it on, and if it doesn't have any clicks because the clip is completely broken, you're going to have to get in there and tape it all, and may even want to connect the connector before you try to drop it down into place. So without putting this in, just so that you're aware, this only really goes in one way. It goes in at an angle approximately like this. There are some reliefs in the side of this piping where it connects. It goes into that and locks in. Okay, so the trick to getting the hose on is that clip that I had just showed you. You set it into the relief for the pipe first. When you do that, it only has a very small area on each side that is going to stick into the pipe's diameter that allows the pipe to lock into the top of the throttle body. So you clip it into the opening, so you pull back the pipe, put the clip into the opening, and then take the entire pipe with the clip and shove it down on it. When you shove down on it, the pipe will drop over the lip on the throttle body. Drop down over this lip right here on the throttle body, and then it'll lock it in place, and then this hose won't move. Mine's still wiggling because I still have the side bracket bolt out, but it is locked into place. So that's what keeps it in. It's literally just a quick click, and the pipe is down and in. The next thing is this air sensor. It goes in pretty easy. It's got a little O-ring on it. Just make sure that all of this is clean. Try not to touch any of the parts on the inside. But this is actually what reads some of your air going into the system. So, okay, so make sure it's clean, and then it just goes into here, and the little O-ring pops into place. O-ring pops into place, should make that click like that. It'll rotate around until you put the Torx bit bolt back into the back side of it. Once the air sensor is back in place, put the bolt back in the center mount. That's going to require me to do this off camera because this is a fight to get into the space in here. Alright, so once you have the 14mm down, remember it's going into plastic, so don't crank too hard on it. The cooler line we took off, it sits on a hook right here. It goes into a hook right here and connects into this split for the three-way. This sends coolant into the motor. Put that one back on, and then run your clip up. Alright, so once all the parts are back on, fire it up, make sure it starts, make sure it runs. We're going to actually have to do a test drive to make sure that our actual issue has been resolved, and we'll show you that after we edit the video. So that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to take it out and test drive it and see if it actually solved all of our problems. If our video helped you in any sort of way or showed you how to get through an issue, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll keep making more videos.